I'm so excited about the start of our preseason camp, and I'm excited because we have a football team that we feel like a foundation was laid last season by going and winning the bowl game. And then for a team to come back missing 25 seniors, and now you have 14 seniors, so you're excited about what type of team, what the identity is going to be with this football team, and who's going to be the leaders, who's going to step up and lead this football program. I look back over spring, and I'm so happy with where our players, with what they accomplished in the classroom, and just academically. I know we took a hit with the APR. We had 25 seniors last year. Now that group of 25 seniors, I can say you 20 of that 25 have graduated. And you look at guys, there's 5 of them that hasn't, that's going to have until the spring, and they'll get that done. But I'm just so happy. And I think back a year ago at this time, we had, going into this camp, actually going into the summer, we needed 8 guys that needed summer school to be eligible. I can say to you now, we went this past summer through the academics, no guy needed summer school to be eligible to participate. And that just shows that what our guys are doing, and just what our coaches are even doing, and what we talk about, what we stress is academics. And that's what it has to be sold in this program. Because I feel like this, if you show me a player and he has great academics, I'm going to show you a great football team, great football player. You show me a player with bad academics, I'm going to show you a bad player and a bad football team. And that's what the progress of this team is making. And they have to understand this. The reason why they're here is to graduate and get a degree. And then the next reason why they're here is to go win football games. And that's what we're doing right now. That's the work that we're putting in. And if you look at this football team, and like I said, the foundation was laid. Now, who is going to step up and go lead this football team? We have a lot of guys coming back. We have some guys coming back with some experience. I look at our defense, and when I look at our defense, I look at a defense that has a chance with the front 7 to be an outstanding defense. Now, the same thing. You look at guys up front, you look at Scruggs, you look at Phylon, you look at B.J. Butler, you look at guys that have played a lot, Savoy, Brandon Dunn, guys that have played Randy Salmon, guys that have played a lot of football. And the strength of our football team should be our defense. I'm going to say that. That should be the strength of our football team. And then you look at the linebacker position with Heyman, Preston Brown, Daniel Brown. 2 safeties are returning. So when you talk about defense and you talk about a good football team, you have to be good down the middle. And we should be good down the middle with Brandon Dunn, with Dexter Heyman, and with Akeem and Shenard over in the back end. That's where we should be down the middle. The problem, the issue right now is at the cornerback position. We have to find 2 corners that can step up and go play. There's a lot of names there. There's a lot of people there. Now, it's all about right now during camp, can we develop those players and get them ready to go play? And when we line up come the first game, we have us 2 good corners. Because we're a pressure defense. I know Coach Bever's been up here and he talked about just defensively who we are. We're a pressure defense. So we're not going to back down and we're going to not back away. We're going to always play man coverage and we're going to pressure people. That's just how good can we get out, be outside. And then you look at us on the offensive side. You lose Bilal Powell, who was the face of this program last year. You lose a Cameron Graham. You lose Stingley. You lose 2 quarterbacks. I mean, you lose a lot of people. I was looking at it. We had 8 senior offensive linemen last year. Mario's the only one that is returning, who was a starter. Cupper played a lot. But you have Kessler, you have Hernandez, you have Jake Smith. You have some numbers there. You have some bodies there. It's all about the development of that offensive line. We would not be a good football team unless we're good up front. On the offensive side and on the defensive side, and I'm talking about an offensive and defensive line. We won't be a good football team unless we can get those guys developed. And then you look at the quarterback position, a question mark, of course. You have Will Stein, who came in and played very well in the Rutgers game last year. And then you have Teddy Bridgewater. You have Dominique Brown. You have 3 guys right there at that position. Somebody's got to step up and go lead this football team. And the quarterback position is so critical. Because when you talk about leadership within your program, the players are always looking to the quarterback. He's a lot of times he's a guy to get a lot of praise, and he's a lot of times he get all the criticism. But it's a position right there that everybody focal on. It's the focal point of our team right now. It's that quarterback position. and how well we can get those quarterbacks developed and get them to move on. The wide receiver position, I kind of look at that as I look at our defensive line. It's a strength of our position. You look at Bellamy, look at Andrell Smith. There's 2 players last year that played a lot at the wide receiver position, and then you go out. Michael Lee didn't get a chance to play, but he's back healthy and he's going. And then you look at Devontae Parker, Eli Roger, guys that we assigned at that position who has a chance to come in and help us in that position. Tight end, you got Chichester, you have Ball. Chichester right now is a guy that can cause problems for offenses, because you look at him, you could get a mismatch if you want to. He's big enough where if a linebacker or defensive back is on him, we can throw the ball up to him. But Chi's got to develop. It's still going to develop and come along. I can remember this time a year ago, I was speaking, and a young lady asked me, can I teach Chichester how to catch? And I think through the past season there, he had a few catches, and hoping that he can continue to develop as a player. And then you look at we need to continue as a football team to be consistent. We have to be consistent, and it's all about the commitment that our players have made. They have made a commitment in the classroom, in the community, and they will continue to make that commitment on the football field. That's where it has to start, with the right attitude. And that's just who we are. You know, you have to have the right attitude with the right discipline. It's all about desire, it's all about determination, it's all about dedication. And it's all about this football program. We have to be consistent, and we need to move this program forward. You know, you talk about it right now, I think we're picked like 7th in this league. I don't know, last year we picked 8th, so at least we moved 1 spot up, you know, for that. So somebody thought something of us. But we have to. And when you look at this league, it's a league that we can go in and we can compete. It's not like there's a team in this league there where you can look at and say, you know, it's a dominant team where that team can just go dominate this league. And we have to play well on the road. And if you look at our road games, we have to go to Cincinnati, we have to go to West Virginia. You know, as a big time to go to South Florida as another big time road venue. But we have to play well on the road if we're going to compete in this league. And that's what it's all about. Just can we develop enough leadership, and can guys, the young guys, can we get the young guys to come with the older guys and become a football team? And there's a lot of youth, there's a lot of talent. We're a very young, talented football team. I think out of 120, was ranked 119 of guys that with the least experience. But you know, at the end of the day, just get the guys to go play. That's what it's all about. You know, taking another step, getting these guys to go play and getting them headed. That's what it's all about. We as coaches, you know, we say a lot, but it is, and it's all about complacency within your program. We have no room to be complacent. We cannot get complacent, because if you look at it, yes, it's only 1 year into it. You know, you look at us, you know, a year ago, we make it to a bowl game. Now, a year later, what is it going to be, and who are we going to be? And it's all just a complacency with the coaches, complacency with the players. And I would say this to our coaches, and I say it all the time, the players will go as you go. If you're out here working hard, if they see you going hard, then they're going to go hard. Now, if you're relaxed, they're going to relax. And we can't relax right now in this program, because there's a lot of work to be done. When you look at the running back position, you have Vic, who 2 years ago as a freshman was the Big East Offensive Player of the Year. And then you look at Jeremy Wright last year that started in the Syracuse game, played really well in that game, and came and returned that kickoff in the bowl game against Southern Miss. But you know, you have 2 different styles of Vic. Jeremy's a more of a downhill run, kind of reminds you a little Bilal, not as big as Bilal, whereas Vic is a more outside runner. But then you look at Sonoris Perry as another running back that we can always use. But we have and I told Coach Carter, I was just teasing him, I said, we don't play with 1 running back, you have about 7 of them on scholarship. I mean, take one of those guys and move them if we have to. But no, the running back position, you feel pretty solid. It's just now with the offensive line, it's just getting them to go move people like we did last year.
Charlie, did you assess the quarterback position? Is Will your starter, or is there still a competition going on, or do you have, I mean, you're still in the process of figuring that out?
If we had to start today, Will Stein will walk out as our starter. And Teddy and Dominique are both learned. Will's been in the system, he knows the system. And the only thing I ask our quarterback to do is manage the game. I don't need you to go out there and make a great play, just manage the game for us and just get the ball in the right people's hands. And if that can happen, and we should be pretty good at that position. But we had to start today. Will Stein will be our starter.
If you had to,
Let's hope it doesn't happen to Stein. No, you know what happens too. As the season goes, they're going to develop and they're going to get better. So it's just, as they develop and they get better, then, I just hoping that, we can be solid enough in a position where you have two, actually you have three, they can go play the game for you and manage the game.
Charlie, your coordinators talked about maybe seeing 8 true freshmen. Is that a good number? You don't want to play too many, and I know you don't want to waste guys that might not see a ton of time. I mean, are you pretty comfortable with that many amount of guys and the other guys are extra?
Well, with the freshmen, I always think of this with freshmen. They just want to play. Sophomores want to start. Juniors want to win, and the seniors just worried about what's going to happen for them after their senior year. But what's happening now in just the circles of college football is with your freshmen, a lot of them are playing because of the way you recruited. And you told them with their recruiting process, if you're good enough, you'll go play. And what we're hoping is just that the freshmen that we play are good enough to go play. And it's just where your needs are. Look at the quarterback position. You have Andrew, you have Charles Gaines, you have Floyd, you have Pryor at the safety position. And then offensive line, you have Miller. You have some numbers there with some guys that have a chance to go play. Now it's just now they're ready to go play, and that's up to the coaches now to go get them ready to go play.
Vance Bedford said Charlie's got this train rolling, either get on or get out of the way. What's your reaction?
Vance better get on, huh? Well, it's not only me, it's just what our coaching staff and just our support staff and our athletic director and everybody, the president of the university, what they've done for this program. And if you look at it, just being around the Big East now and just talking to coaches, everybody's excited for this program. And you just want to get this program back to where it was. And it has to be recruiting, and guys are working, and guys are working together. And we have an outstanding coaching staff. And the amazing thing about our coaching staff is they know how to work, and then they know how to take care of their players. And that's what's key. The key in doing it all is just your relationship with your players. And all our coaches have a great relationship with their players. And they know that they care about them. When you get kids, when they know that you care about them, then they're going to go out and work for them.
How important is keeping the majority of that?
Like, wow, I didn't know all this stuff happened to a head football coach, but just handling issues and handling problems and just dealing with the whole football team now. Because you go into it your second year, and some mistakes you made last year, now I don't need to make those mistakes, and there's a whole lot that I could get corrected. And you still learn. You still learn every year.
You 3 weeks from now, what are your biggest concerns and what do you like the most out of
Just 3 weeks from the opener, just trying to solidify the cornerback position, trying to solidify which if we had to play today, the quarterback position would be solidified, the one would go. But just, all those different question marks, just with the offensive line, who are going to be the starters out there when we walk out there on the field. But it's just making sure right now that our guys understand the tempo and just how hard that we need to go play.
Charlie Vance also said that you typed like you were the coordinator floated and everybody's facing like. Are you more comfortable? I mean, you said you learned things last year. Are you more comfortable? Was it hard not being a coordinator, I guess, after doing it for so long?
Well, just because I had Vance, it was much easier for me because the two of us had worked together. So having him around, and he just knew just the mentality of, and I didn't, last year I did back away, but I would walk up there sometimes and say, hey, why don't we let's run this and see what they can do and see if they can block it. But Vance kind of thinks like me. He blitzes a lot, which you like to see. You like pressure. When you're a skilled team like we have, and you have skill like we have, go play pressure. I want to attack people on offense. I want to run the football. I want to knock people back. Defensively, we want to pressure people and then just keep the pressure on them. We want to dictate the flow of the game, not let the offense or the defense dictate the flow. We want to dictate that.
Health-wise right now, any major problems or issues?
Just help know, because the 14 guys that were in the pit, they're back from the spring, so they're back lined up, but there's no major issues right now, just health-wise.
feel like you're moving that forward like you want to?
Well, we don't want to take a step back, because what you want to see happen, okay, you go to a bowl game and then the next season you turn around and you go, 2 and whatever, and that's what you don't want to see happen. You just want to build consistency now, keep getting in those bowl games, and then at some point, go play for the Big East, go win a championship. But you just got to continue to grow and develop. And our players understand that, and they know those steps that we have to take.
How is Dominic Brown progressing?
Dominic is progressing well, and with the quarterbacks, like I said, Stein is there now, but they're all getting a share amount of reps. And Dominic's a really good athlete. He can play a lot of positions, but he's a very good athlete.
How many times do you recruit a guy who comes in as a quarterback and turns into maybe a guy who plays a lot on defense like Marcus, and it doesn't happen very often?
No, it doesn't happen very often. And what was great with Marcus Smith is he came in at 212 pounds. I think right now he's 262. So you just knew and his dad was big. So, just looking at his father, you're like, okay, at some point he's going to catch his dad. He's going to look like his father. But and what's great about Marcus, such a team player. So Marcus, first we took him and moved into linebacker, and he got too big for linebacker, and then he goes from linebacker to defensive end. And every move's like, okay, coach, I do whatever I have to do. But it is that it's not very often that you can find a player like that.
Position. What do they need to do?
A lot of times with DBs, they lose their eyes, and it's, whenever you're in coverage, first thing they want to do is get their eyes back to the quarterback, where your eyes are so important. And it's just all about just knowing just tempo of the routes and how fast the receiver's coming off, or when a lot of times when they jog off, it means that either they're going to go deep or they set you up. And they have to study the receivers, and it's all about their eye placement and not losing their eyes, just staying focused. But that's with every position, but every position is very critical. Well, it's what's big about that game is we haven't won that game in 4 years now, and so you need to go play well in that game, and it's a big time rival game. You have to respect the rivalry, but we have 2 before that, but it's still a critical game for us. And when you look at that game is critical because you need to move forward, and you have to play well so you can move forward. A lot of times, and I saw it last year with our team, is when we lost that game, it was like, guys, it's not the end of the season, it's the first game. We have 11 more to go play, so let's get our minds right and go play the rest of these games. So they have to realize that, hey, okay, we didn't play well in a game, but there's the next game, so let's get prepared to go play the next one.